I'd like everyone to take a moment and really bring yourself to remember a time where you were full of joy, full of happiness. Everything was just awesome. The grass was greener, the sun was super bright, nothing could go wrong. And it could be anything. It could be, passing an exam with flying colors from weeks and weeks of study. It could be winning first place in some athletic competition that you've practiced for months and months for. It could even be holding that person that you've been in love with for so long, but because you were so patient about the entire process of getting to know each other. It could even be a professional recognition from hard work and years of dedication to your art. It could be a sale of a company that you've worked so hard for and now you get to reap the benefits of it. I'd like you to take a moment and really bring yourself to that joy and really feel it in your mind and body. And with your intuition, answer this question, please. How did I get there? What did I do to deserve this joy, this happy moment? And the interesting thing is, it could be so many reasons. And I'm not sure if you guys have been through it, but I'm sure you have, but you walk in with a big smile and people ask you, what's up? Like, what's going on? Or when you win that first place, when you pass that exam, or you land that job, and that level of success, people ask you, how'd you do it? And most often than not, you're actually able to draw a line with your best guess on what you did to get to that result. For example, you could say, you know what, I developed amazing work ethics. I worked and I'm super diligent. Or you could say, I've always been detail-oriented. I'm really good at event planning. When you give me a budget, I can manage it like there's no tomorrow. Or you could adopt a mindset where no one should ever be left behind. No one should feel less than others. We should all feel beautiful, loved, and valued. It could be so many reasons, and this amalgamation of all these reasons can draw a direct line to that happy moment, that success. But the interesting thing is, when you face crisis, when you face pain, when you face failure, people don't ask you that question. The first person that asks the question is yourself. You ask yourself, what happened? How did I fail? And when you go through this question, your mind takes you on an interesting journey. And I've been on both sides of that equation. I have been a very fortunate man with a lot of great successes, and people have asked me, how did I succeed? And it was pretty easy. As I just thought about it, I came up with several reasons. And I go back to when I was 5 years old, and I remember starting kindergarten and thinking, I wasn't afraid of school. I'm so excited to make new friends. So I have a lot of friends all over the globe. And I remember in grade 1, I did Michael Jackson, which I'm not going to do here, to beat it. And people loved it, so I love entertaining people. I remember growing up on welfare, on government housing, and realizing that I had to work very hard to be able to support myself, my family, and the people I cared for within my home and the community. I knew I had to work hard. I remember my grade 6 teacher, Mr. Gardner, you're the best! He inspired me to be creative and to think big, and I thought big. I thought I could make a difference. And you move on and on and on, and I was able to, have a lot of adaptive behaviors, and I built skills and knowledge, and I created the success that I did. And to that, I am proud that I've created great success. I've raised, like I said, millions of dollars for charity. I've had a lot of great business success, and volunteerism is my passion, and I've been able to travel the world to contribute to the well-being of our world. But then it all fell apart. When my marriage fell apart, I was depressed. My whole life, everything crumbled to the ground. And my life took me on this journey, and the journey was a journey that starts with the mind looking for more failures. It kept finding more failures in my life to just justify the fact that I felt like zero. And it was that moment where I talked to a lot of friends, professionals, healers all over the world, people I looked towards for advice, and we're talking anyone from 12, 13, up to like 80 years old. It was so cool to hear the perspective of what people thought in terms of failure, success, and what causes it. And when I looked at the failure and I said to myself, you know what, success is real, and my failures were real too, and the processes that I could come up to get there were real. And in analyzing this, and I'd like you guys to think about this as well, and if any of you are in a dark moment right now, or you know someone in a dark moment, this could be something that hopefully will help, because this is what I went through and the process I went through. And I noticed that there's patterns that lead to success, but there are also patterns that lead to failure. I had just now identified, from grade 5 years old all the way to now, some things that contribute to my success. What I learned was that it's just one side of a coin. exactly on the other side of the coin is the process that leads you to failure. So I looked into it and I said, why am I not moving forward? Why am I failing? Why did my marriage fail? And that's when I noticed these patterns, and I said to myself, what is stopping my pursuit of progress? Turns out to be a 5-year-old boy. That 5-year-old boy was the 5-year-old in me. That same 5-year-old boy that was excited to make friends, that wanted to entertain people, that knew I had to work hard, that same 5-year-old person, that little boy. What happened at 5 years old? One week in kindergarten, Marco Caroselli, one of the coolest guys in class, I wanted him to be my friend. And so I looked over, and back in the 70s, there's a show called Dukes of Hazzard, and he drew the Dukes of Hazzard card, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna draw the same card, and I'm gonna show him I'm one of him, we're a team. We're gonna go down the street together on our Dukes of Hazzard card. And you could probably guess by now that he looked over to me, I was smiling too as I was drawing, and he called me a copycat. And that led to a week of ridicule. It ended after a week, but it didn't end a week in me. It completely controlled me for the rest of my life. I went on a different mission. I felt anger, I felt hate, and I hated rejection. I moved towards a process and a mission of acceptance. I looked towards being accepted by everyone I could find and meet. And what did that lead me to do? Lots of good things. I have lots of friends, and I helped them and motivated them to do good things for the community. But I also did things like help people cheat in exams, you know? And I grew up with Italian, so believe it or not, before this, I used to speak with an Italian accent because I thought people would accept me if I spoke like an Italian person, like that, like this. And my parents are wondering, why am I talking with my hands like this? Because my friends talk like that, and I felt accepted if I did that. I did so many things to be someone else, to be accepted. And that other side of the coin led to a lot of things that I've noticed. I went from one girlfriend to the next, to the next, to the next. And I justified it, we didn't get along. I helped one charity for a couple of years, I moved to the next, to the next, to the next. It's no wonder I helped so many charities, and was that my goal? It wasn't my goal. And even groups of friends, why do I have so many groups of friends? I connect with a group of people deeply, we love each other. And then I just leave, and I find a new group of friends. And bang, 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 thanks to the internet, I'm still in touch with a lot of them. But the reality was, after that first rejection, that flip side of the coin, I didn't want to feel that ever again. So I said, let's leave on a high note instead. So studying this process, it allowed me to face my 5-year-old self and have this discussion. And working with people all over the world, of all ages, I see people going through this. And the idea I want to share with you today is to encourage you to have a conversation with your 5-year-old self. And I'd like you to say this to him or her that I have said to my 5-year-old self, and that hundreds and hundreds of people have said to their 5-year-old self, which is, yo, thanks a lot. Because of you, you've helped me become a great musician. You've helped me become a wonderful principal, a loving parent, a great teammate, a great student. You've helped me become a lot of great things. But you know what? I'm okay now. I'll take it over from here. I don't need this validation anymore. And you take that coin and you put it in the piggy bank. Because you don't need any coin, any money to be in control of your own success and happiness. It's all within yourself. And so here's to having a conversation with your 5-year-old self, and here's to the pursuit of progress. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.